Hello and welcome. Today is Friday, the 17th day of February 2017. Welcome. This video will be exclusive to Bitcoin and short-term analysis Bitcoin. A silver week ending chart will appear on Saturday. First, I'd like to thank an anonymous sender in gratuity of Bitcoin, working out to 0.019, which I think could sound better in 19 millibitcoins, which is the equivalency of a silver round. Thank you. And who knows the potential for this? Could it go to 5 or 10 ounces? Pretty much literally? Maybe. We'll talk about that within the weekend on betting on uncertainty. But this video will be on the short term. Thank you again for all the other people who have supported as well. Much appreciated. Daily chart. Well, within this, we can see it's been a sideways range since it got past this extreme grinding its method higher mode. And it's now at the upper end of this range, but just looking at it very short term, since this break and this established resistance, a week of supporting in this band, and now we see two decent green candles breaking out, looking like a move to here and probably a move to here. But now I have obtained short-term data, which means I have the hourly time frame, or I have the hourly data, and I can show from this high to this low and everything since in one chart. So that's show the 2-hour time frame. I haven't got the dates on the bottom, and I'm going to create a template to show whatever short-term chart is needed at the time. Sometimes it might be a 3-hour or 4-hour chart, whatever is required for its time. And the data that I have, if anyone's interested, it's going to include open, high, low, close. I've gotten the last few years. It's going to be another little bit of time to get the rest of the data and then purge out some of the weeks in which they didn't get, or some of the hours, excuse me. And so let me know if you are interested in the data. I can create a CSV file. And anyway, let's look at this. And Fibonacci is just remarkable how it's playing through, starting from this point and the fall, or the short-term crash. It immediately found its bottom within this period. You could not have known that at the time. As big moves happen, when it happens, you got to wait for things to settle out. Its next period, you would consider that as a dead cat bounce, moving to the 50% retracement point, but then selling it off quickly close to its previous low. And then after that, things started to settle out. But look at when it did settle, how Fibonacci played. Resistance at it with a pierce above, which is a situation where it can be both bullish and bearish. It's obviously bearish because you had this plunge, you get this little dead cat bounce, and once this support's established and it's going through it, it's just going to crash. But that didn't happen. It wasn't bearish. It was bullish. So on the bullish situation, it established a higher low and corrected through time. At that point, the band caught up with it, and on what turned out to be its third test after settling down on this level, it broke it with a fast move to Fibonacci. And then after a whole bunch of whacks in here, it came down and had one test and a successful test of this point and a fast move. And then on the 13,476th time, it broke, or it tested this resistance. I'm being sarcastic because I can't count how many times that would have been. But after an umpteen amount of times of resistance, it broke it, and it has been in this uptrend ever since. Furthermore, resistance or Fibonacci at 1017, bada boom, bada bing. It's showing much bullishness in that, where was the resistance originally? It wasn't there. It did have a quick selling down to this point, and for short term, you can say it was a wild move and this was settling in a bit, but no, not really. What was the case was coming to this band, finding support, resistance established is now being broken on this short-term time frame, showing that it's got the legs probably within the day into Saturday to have a move to this point. On a break of that level, of course, you're talking 1100. So let's look at key support on any possible down moves if they occur. The most tremendously big one, 996, or whatever your exchange number price happens to be that had the extreme amount of resistance tests. That is huge. And then the previous level highs, this one and this one. Those would be the key levels. And then when we go back to the daily time frame, breaking above here, there's only one next key level, and that would be close to 1100 on the BTCE exchange. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day and a great weekend coming up.